All right, we've got a couple of pieces back here we should probably take care of. We need to deal with the mud flaps, the spare tire wheel, oh, and this piece right up here on the antenna type thing, and then also right down in here we need to deal with this handle. Let's go ahead and deal with this while we're here. Once again, let's go ahead and create a group. I'll call this toolbox handle. And I have a metal in here somewhere, I think. Let's type metal and something like this. What is this? Steel, rust, and wear. Yeah, okay, let's try that. I'll drag that onto that group. It applied it to everything because I haven't isolated it by color yet. So let's right-click, color selection, pick color, and we'll grab that color right there. There we go. Is it a little too dark? Let's scroll down and see what we can do with the metal color. Maybe we'd bring it up just a bit. Yeah, something like that. Does the scale help here at all? Does it give us a little more texture if we bring that scale up a little bit? Not really. And that's fine. Once again, it's a very small piece. But I think that'll work pretty well. Okay. How about this wheel? I have some reference images that we can use to maybe sample the color off of this. Let's take a look. I'm just going to click here to view these behind here. But let's go ahead and create a new group here. We'll call this spare tire wheel. I'll right-click, color selection, pick a color, and let's grab this one here. Now, what kind of, it's a metal. Should we do this kind of steel rust here, or should we do, well, no, that's iron chainmail. We don't need that. We've got steel painted. I don't think that's quite it. Maybe we do use this steel rust and wear, and then we increase the roughness on it. Let's try that. So this is our group, so let's drag it into that group. I'll increase the scale a bit. There we go. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And then let's reduce the shininess on it. Let's come down here. And in this material, the roughness is here. So let's just drag this up like this. Something like that. So it isn't quite so shiny. And we could play with these, but I think the dirt and rust level is pretty good for me right there. I think that works okay. Let's take a look at the mud flaps. I think these would probably be a rubber. So let's open this back up and let's create a new group for this. Let's call this mud flaps and isolate it to that color. And then let's take a look for a rubber here. And let's see what this is. Rubber vulcanized raw. I'm going to click and drag that right onto that group. And then from here, what let's do, let me move the light a little bit like that. Let's add some dirt to this the way we did before. Because if there is going to be any dirt, it's going to be on the mud flaps. So let's right-click and add a black mask. And then on that black mask, let's right-click again and choose a generator. And we'll add a generator and choose dirt. There we go. We'll invert it. Here we are. Let's turn the invert on. Yep, there we go. And then let's go get that dirt color that we had originally for the vehicle. Let's go all the way down here. Let's open up the vehicle again. And let's just take this and right-click and copy that layer. Let's bring it all the way back up here and go back into the mud flaps. And let's go ahead and right-click and paste. Well, here we go. Let's bring it down into here, right? Into here. There we go. So now it's being influenced by that dirt generator. All right. A little too much, I think. Let's select the dirt generator and bring the dirt level down a bit. Something like that. Let's tumble around here. What do you think about in here? Let's shift and right-click and move the light around like that. Let's bring that dirt level up just a little bit more. Yeah, something like that. What else do we need to do here? Oh, this piece right up here. We ought to add something to this. And this looks like, once again, kind of a black metal, maybe. So let's create a group right up here. We'll call this antenna. And let's isolate it by color. Got that right there. And let's go back to that steel that we had before. This thing. Or do we want a plastic? Maybe it's kind of plastic. No, we don't want that diamond texture on it. Maybe it's a plastic. Let's try this. Let's type in plastic and see what we have here. Well, that doesn't look too bad. Let's try this plastic grainy. I'm going to click and drag and drop that right there. And it looks a little strange. It looks like we may need to increase the scale here. Let's try that. Let's go back up to the top here and increase the scale. And that's a little too bumpy for my taste right there. So what we can do is turn off the normal map. That's what's giving it its displacement. So let's turn that off. And there we go. That doesn't look too bad. Yeah, let's go with that. All right, I think we're about done here. The dirt on the mud flap seems a little too much compared to everything else. Let me come back to our mud flaps here and open that up. And the dirt generator here, let's reduce the dirt level some, about like that. And reduce the dirt contrast. So we've got a little bit there, but not a lot, not a tremendous amount here. I don't want a whole lot there. All right, it looks like we're pretty well done with the main body of the vehicle. I think the next thing we should do is come up here and work on the machine gun. So let's go ahead and bring that back right here. There it is. And let's hide the vehicle right here. So now we can just focus on this. And once again, even though we have the gun visible and the vehicle hidden, we're still seeing all the textures for the vehicle because we have that texture set selected. So let's select the gun. And here we go. So now we've got this one layer here. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. So what let's do is in the next video, let's bring up the reference images for the gun, and we'll begin adding our textures to this.